I gotta tell you, man, I'm starting to think I don't like this franchise.
Like at all, or this one in specific?
Well, the previous two, I guess.
Hold on, previous two.
Well, this one and the last one, because I gave the last one a 4. I was like, it's okay, and I don't want to say what I'm coming in with, but I do want to say that like I'm questioning if I'm just like did I ever even like this franchise? Like, what happened?
I think it has some points of earnest effort, like making all of these sets and stuff happen, and practically, I think that pays off in it feeling like as real a world as Lord of the Rings. Like, there's an actual werewolf hanging up there in their first little interrogation place. And then I think at the end, William is like in a costume, but like he's there. It's interesting.
That's true. They've got practical effects in a lot of places, and I can definitely give them that. And, you know, some of those practical designs are very good, but all right, well then fine. I'll do the whole episode. You've talked me into it.
We're not gonna do it. It's so bad. I mean, we haven't skipped an entire movie, and there may have been one or two James Bonds that would have been skip-worthy.
Yes. Yeah, so if we didn't skip any Bonds, we're not going to skip any Underworlds.
So far, as far as we know.
Hello and welcome to Potato Chip Pictures, the movie franchise review podcast, currently looking at the Underworld franchise. My name is B. Sammy Davis.
Hello, welcome again. My name is Justin.
And today we are looking at the second movie in the Underworld franchise, 2006's Underworld Evolution. I'll go through the quick stats and then we can kind of give our 10,000 foot view, but really fast, same writer-director team. We've still got Len Wiseman directing, Danny McBride writing. This time there's more than double the budget. Last time it was 22 million. They're at 45 million. Last time they returned nearly 98 million. This time they returned 113.4 million. So it is more. Yeah.
The net might be a little bit shorter, but
yeah, I mean, it's only 18 million more, and it cost them $23 million to get that.
Yeah, I guess.
So.
It's always a surprise when you say those, because I think in Austin Powers it was like, oh, that made a ton of money. Well, this one, it made money.
Well, then going all the way back to James Bond, I think it was Skyfall that made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like, one of them just made a ludicrous amount of money, and it was like, whoa. So, yeah, like it is interesting to see these movies that are making hundreds of millions of dollars and then coming to these movies in particular that I remember being so important to culture, and yet they didn't make a lot of movie in the theaters.
Yeah, I think the first one of these was at least more on my radar. I don't recall the second one catching my attention when it came out.
And I think I mostly remember it from flipping through television, and one of these movies would be on television. So they got a lot of money out of syndication. I can imagine they got a lot of money out of the DVD and later Blu-ray markets. They got money out of me for the Blu-ray market. So, but you know, looking at the big picture, this was not the success that they were hoping it would be. Like, they clearly put a lot of money and a lot of effort into it. And at least in the theaters, it didn't make as big a splash as the last one did. Because the last one was kind of a surprise hit, you know?
Yeah, I think they still put a lot of Kate Beckinsale in it, and I think that's their main factor. I do like that they brought back, I think, most of the actors that needed to be in both movies. It's like, oh, we still need Bill Nighy, but he's not quite as around as much, and we'll get to it. The history moments being a little just a touch below believable. Like, it just feels like watching a stage play with monsters, and it's not bad, but it's
no, I can see that for sure. But I do want to comment on the fact that I think everybody, including Amelia, who was only in one scene, has returned. Amelia was only in the train and was murdered, and yet she is back for at least the intro. And I didn't look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's the same actress.
It was hard to tell. The wiki says that it looks like she was in both of them, so they got the same actress. I was curious because initially it just feels like Victor, his actor, has been old for a long time, so they made him look younger, and I was curious if it was like, is this a relative, a son that is playing him? Because it had the same voice and everything, but it looked a little suspect, because I was like, would it be him? I guess, when did this come out? In like 3 years later? I guess
it was only
put some makeup on,
later.
Put some filters on, and he looks like a younger vampire, which it also works in their favor. Nobody ever gets old, so just shoot a bunch of vampire movies close together, and they can be whenever.
As long as they put them together. Oh my gosh, and that also just, you blew my mind. But then I blew it. Sorry, we'll get to everything about this movie. So for me, the hang up that I have, and we're going to hear it a lot because like I try to put pieces together, but it's the lore. The lore in this movie, half of it just kind of ignores what happened in the last movie. The other half is like, and it's even bigger. Yeah, there's new ideas, there's new thoughts. We're meeting characters who were mentioned in the last movie, and now they're real in this movie. And then the other big hang up that I have is that it still feels like they're trying to do the Matrix. Like, they are doing more of their own thing, but then they bring their own version of the engineer in to give us all the exposition that we need.
He's almost the same actor.
Like when I saw him, I had to look him up because I was like, this guy looks so similar to the dude from Matrix Reloaded.
I think that's a good point of opinion, because the lore, I'll say that I enjoy that it's not necessarily exactly like a vampire story. I don't think usually Dracula is the origin of vampires, and it's like, oh, this Alexander dude, I've never heard this sort of history, or that, it's like a family tree. I was kind of like, oh, Marcus or Victor's like, oh, if you die, all the rest of us die. Like, that seems like an introduction for some motivated reasoning of the plot. Like, it has to be this way.
But then on top of that, I immediately have to point out that the guy who is the father of all vampires is third in line in the top 3 vampires. And then the other thing that really irks me in the lore, and I'm going to bring it up now, is late in the movie they introduce the concept that the age of an immortal represents their power. And therefore, why would William... Is it William who is the vampire?
No.
Okay, so who's
Marcus.
his brother? Marcus.
Marcus.
Why would Marcus, who is older and therefore stronger than either Victor or Amelia, be subservient to them? Like, the movie's own logic doesn't fit. And so, okay, let's get into it. Let's talk about this movie. Let's stop. Let's go.
I mean, if you want to have an overarching sense of lore, I feel like it's like most sequel movies that may have came without, say, an overarching idea. Like, let's see, great original idea. Then the sequels are kind of like, well, what do we do now? We have to do a story that connects something. So I think it just gets not lazy. I want to say it gets freer with its desire to make something happen based on some plot point that we can point to and extrapolate from there. 'Cause I think there's like the new guy, he can't even die. Like, he dies and then he comes back hours later. It's like,
which, frankly, every one of them should be capable of the same thing, but that's because we're not like real vampires and lichens. We're, this universe's version, which also has immortals within that classification, and yet those ones can permanently die.
So to initially bring the good parts forward and sandwich the bad parts in between it, I like in the first act that we get a bit more personality from our stars. Like,
yes,
they get a talk, and it's more than 15 minutes, and it's more than a sentence each.
Yeah, and they're not hiding things from each other.
It feels like they are characters in a book finally. Like, this person has she's a death dealer, sure, in the first movie, but it's just kind of she kills werewolves, that makes her a death dealer. Okay. Now it's like, oh, we kind of have to, we have a reason to be running. We have a reason to be looking for something. And yes, we're hiding from a big bad. Like, okay, we can check the list off. Everything is there. So when we start the movie, we can see how the characters are reacting to the world, instead of like, oh, we need to know Lucian exists. Oh, we need to know Victor is something, or the awakening is coming. And it's like, well, we know what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
I'll agree with you there. I do like that we are jumping right into the universe that we left 3 years ago. And, I'm going to push back on something you said a few minutes ago, and I'm going to say I did really like the very beginning with, first of all, a no narration crawl. I know a lot of people hate text-based things, but I'm a sucker for Star Wars. I'm a sucker for Final Fantasy. Like, give me an opening crawl any day, and as long as it's good, you're going to set the tone for me in a really big way. And this movie did that, and then immediately went into this fantasy style, but still dark and gothic, medieval. I guess we're 800 years.
It's real fuzzy to me. I don't know.
Yeah. they toss a lot of numbers around. I think 800 years ago is when the Immortals were born, and I think we're at 600 or 400 years ago when William is captured. But for this like very opening scene, the vampires are established, whereas the Lycan are still monsters. Like, they haven't established the ability to take human form. We still don't know that lore. Like, we don't know how that happened, but at least we see how this world existed hundreds of years ago, and so I'm able to better accept how the world will be when we get to 2003 and 6.
It's funny. The movie opens in the year 1202, and 800 years later is 2002. Yeah. Nice round numbers.
Yep, nice and easy. They don't want to do any math.
So to bring up the bad parts of the first act, it's that historical era has just kind of bad. I don't know, forced. They have like William is and apparently will always be just a wolf, but we capture him as a wolf. Sure, the effects are realistic, practical, but it's just like
there
you said,
are some glaringly bad CG moments in there.
But the reasoning for it, Marcus not being number one, oldest, most powerful, doesn't really ever get addressed. It just exists. Okay.
He's just yelled at from the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And maybe that's to make him a sympathetic character, and I will confess that I found Marcus to be a pretty fascinating character. I found, I've already forgotten his name, the werewolf king from the previous movie. I found
Lucian.
him to be, Lucian. I liked him as a character. And now I'm liking this villain as a character. But unlike the last movie, this one is genuinely just a villain. And like, I'm supposed to just believe he's bad and he's evil and I don't know what he's gonna do.
We're going to trap your brother for apparently 800 years, and you just gotta be chill with that. That doesn't sound like a good reason for him to be a villain. He wants to set his brother free. Yes, he's a werewolf, but we do see that he kind of listens to Marcus. It's like, it's not like he's a mindless monster, but that's
I guess
just what they said to make it do it.
Yep. He produces mindless monsters, and that's the reason. But I don't know. It's a thin plot, but it had me hooked at the beginning because I was like, all right, well, this is Marcus. We get to see him in his human form right away. We get to see that he's the bullied one. I kind of had it in my head that he was going to be the big boss of all of them, but maybe I was reading into that on my own, and this movie set me straight.
Maybe interesting if he were, because he was the next one to be awake, and Victor seemed powerful and cool in the first one, even though he's the villain. It's like, well, Marcus comes out as a hybrid because of the blood stuff, and just immediately lays waste to all the other vampires there. I don't love that. Yes, he's a hybrid because, he could have caught...
I'm glad you explained it to me because I was so angry at the movie, and I'm still mad that it's Celine who announces to the audience that, well, I guess it's both Celine and Michael who are like, he's a hybrid. Yeah, he's a hybrid. Because when I heard them saying it, I was like, has he always been a hybrid? But you reminding me that he literally drank werewolf blood, that's why he gets this monster form. But I don't know why his monster form is like pure vampire, whereas Michael gets this like
werewolf,
demon
more like
cat thing. Yeah, like
yeah, he's a bat, he's a cat. Who knows?
This movie just does whatever it wants, and you just got to deal with it. And when I'm able to just deal with it, I can sit back and have a good time. So I'll give it that as well.
Sure.
But I gotta say, even though like I'm not a big fan of I am a fan of the historical one, they immediately then go into a narrated opening for the modern day where they're like, we're being hunted. We did this. This is what happened in the last movie. Here's our previously on. And I got so mad.
But it's been 3 years for those people. in the movie
But why
theater.
does she always have to tell me about the world that we're in? Like, why can't we just watch Celine exist? Why does she have to tell me about the world?
They're just setting up Lord of the Rings to do it again.
Yes, exactly. So it's fine, whatever. But I gotta say, another thing that really bugs me is Michael again. And the first act is where he makes me angriest. When they go to the shelter and they find the dead werewolf, and she turns the lights on, and he's still wigging out, man. Like,
You are one of them.
I'm freaking out here. I'm mid transformation because I saw a corpse in front of me.
It's to remind you that he is a hybrid. Sure, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it. They wanna tease early on that he's got powers, but
He's not just a dude.
exactly,
Like
not
in
like
the
the
first
last
movie.
I just hate it so much that that's the way they tell us, because it's so melodramatic. And then almost immediately after, she's like, hey, you're undead now. Drink some blood, because if you don't, you're going to die. Or you're going to kill someone, and then you're going to feel really bad about it because you've still got a lot of your human self within you. She doesn't say all those words. She narrows it down a lot. He then is like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And goes to eat
disgusting,
food.
Man.
Yeah, like, I get it. This is one of those things you almost always have to have in a romantic vampire movie, and I mean that only in the sense of like the vampires are the good guys, not the monsters.
Sure.
You always need to have the good guy not want to drink blood, but then learn that he is cursed. And in usual vampire lore, the food will turn to ash as soon as it touches your tongue.
Oh.
Like, there is no way to eat actual food or drink. It must be blood. It's the only way to sustain yourself. And in this one, they're like, you can eat it. It's just going to like start poisoning you and force a transformation, I guess.
Yeah, that's a lore piece that is there to explain the scene.
Yeah, it's for one scene.
himself and gets chased by I don't even know what country they're in. Some sort of police force in whatever country this is.
Yeah, in some Eastern European country.
Yeah, I'm like, were we in your Eastern European country in the first movie? This takes place literally the second day.
Yeah, like, I genuinely thought we were in like a New York or something like that. And no, I guess we were deep in the Eastern Bloc.
We hightail it to some wooded hills, and now we can pursue each other into places that are ancient ruins. Like, I think because it happens so soon after the first movie, they can't just get them somewhere else. I feel like maybe it would be easier to take the Mission Impossible route and be like, we are in this place now. Like, okay,
yeah, like you
got
rich.
There.
You've been alive for hundreds of years. You've got access to things, like travel where you want and how you want. But whatever. They're going underground. The bar fight, I'm not a big fan of. Marcus showing up, I'm not a big fan of. I don't even like it when Marcus kills, what's his name? Craven. In this movie. I'm like, he just shows up in this bat form, apparently because he drank werewolf blood. It makes me so mad.
I think the what do you call it? The gore and the blood is maybe a little bit more than previously. There were some like losses of face parts and whatnot in the first one, and this one kind of only reserves that for the big bad people. So Craven gets like half beheaded, and William, I think, gets torn open, and it's
another half beheaded.
Yeah. So, what's his name? Marcus getting shot at the same time that they need to hide away because the sun came up is all convenient. They both of the vampires / hybrids all get a rest to heal, and then
everybody
they're
gets a
great.
long rest.
Yeah,
That's the other thing that bugs me about this movie. So much of it looks like a video game cutscene, and in particular, when they're in the truck and she's shooting at Marcus, it's right before daytime. It looks like House of the Dead. Like he's just flying along the front and you're supposed to sit in the truck and shoot in your on-rails shooter. And that every time something looked like a video game, I got annoyed by it. It's just like, come on.
Well, that's a lot of it.
It really is a lot of it. But you're right. They get their long rest. And I will be honest, I'm starting to, at least recognize that they've got some much better presentation. Like in these quieter moments, I can actually see everybody. I can hear everybody. As you pointed out, they're having real conversations instead of just trying to be dark and brooding the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good part of the first act. I think it's mostly balanced, maybe tipping towards unfavorable review at this point.
Yeah, it's had a couple of cool moments, but the first act, we're not really touching on all of the plot details this time. We're talking more about the overarching things that we felt and thought about. And this one, they front load you with a lot of lore and a lot of action, but
yeah,
I'm only kind of on board for most of it. So I do think they're kind of lucky that they ended as strong as they did with the first act, going into our second act of learning the mystery and everything that unfolds.
We get a whole new group of people to wonder about.
Yeah. And frankly, they're so much more interesting to me than everyone else. So I am paying attention again. Like,
when they showed up, I did think to myself of humans in the Terminator series, at least the early bits, where it feels like they're just pockets of remaining humans and they somehow managed to get around. So I couldn't really tell if they were vampires or anything. They just were people that I can't even remember what I wanted to compare them to, because I felt like a special forces that just zips in, zips out, is watching everything but can't really take on the other threats.
I got the same impression. Like, they are trying not to be seen by vampires or lichens. And they explain to us later on in the movie that that's exactly what they have been doing. They show up after the fact to clean up things and silence any witnesses, though we find out that they rarely kill those witnesses. They just convince them with, passioned discourse.
Sure. Yeah.
But they are interesting, and we start to meet their boss, this engineer type character, an old man with white hair.
I couldn't figure out what his he had bodies. I had to figure out later on that those bodies were from the fight. I don't feel like I understood that they came from the first movie, because then he's digging inside of one and it's like, what is he looking for? It's a vampire body, I guess. And he finds something. It's like, okay.
Okay, I have been so annoyed by so much of the lore before this, but for some reason this character and his mysterious ways don't bother me one bit. Like, I'm watching him open all these bags and we're seeing the corpses from the last movie and I'm like, okay, like, that cool. We're getting reminders of what happened in the last movie again. But then you point out he starts digging into Victor and rips open his chest to find a big metal object, and I was just like, whoa, what? That's so crazy. Like and it didn't even cross my mind, how would he have possibly like known about this key that barely anyone knew about?
We don't even
But I
know
guess
it's a
he
key.
Yeah, like he
It's
just
a
knows
thing.
everything. He's just got all the information in the world.
Yeah.
But again, I'm a sucker for a mystery, and so this character is all sorts of mysterious. His organization is mysterious. Like, I'm paying attention again. So
Yeah, I think that was the only thing in the second act that actually happens, right? No, there's lots.
yeah, I was gonna say there we go all over the place. We have more fights, more boss fights. But it's a long time before we meet or we have our characters meet the white-haired man.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to
Do
know
they-
what our characters do?
I'm trying to think of if the historian is in the second act or not, because
Yeah, I would
They
say
have to
he's in
meet.
the second act because this
Oh,
is
yeah.
where we're going to meet him personally.
well, so I said in my initial set of comments that this movie went the route of Matrix Reloaded in the way that acquiring their, I assume, R rating was more blood and guts and
Mm-hmm.
more sex than any James Bond ever showed us. I'm like, oh, this is more than even the James Bond that we went through. Okay, it's I think in terms of the setup of their romance so far, like, sure, pay it off with a moment where they're safe and healing, and I kind of chuckled that she has a zippered corset, but don't those lace up? Just
Not
maybe
in the early
not in
aughts,
here.
man.
Okay, I was like, all right, well, that happens, and she starts getting memories of the key of the stuff that the guy found. But
her memories, I don't know why if they're ever explained, but she certainly has a lot of them for no reason at all.
Yep. Just, oh, this stuff I remembered, which that's a little hand wavy for me. Like, Marcus is finding that information by the blood stuff, where Victor got the blood information from her, and I'm okay with that. I do.
I'm angry about one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
My one thing is his perfect
yeah.
recollection to Victor's vague memories. Like,
Yep. It was all disorganized, but now I can bite anyone, and it makes sense.
But otherwise he's able to solve his mystery just by drinking anyone's blood.
Yeah.
I have to bring up two things about drinking blood because we're going to get to it pretty quickly. The first thing is, it's super weird that vampires have sex by drinking each other's blood.
But the second one, I kind of.
Well, they also did it in the first one when Craven was having sex with someone. They would drink each other's blood.
That was odd.
And then second, the fact that you can kill a vampire by drinking their blood, despite the fact that our elders are put to sleep by draining all of their blood. Like, oh my gosh, this movie can't keep its lore straight.
Yeah. I think that is a common setup problem from first movies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, we already did that. Let's just speed it up. We gotta get it moving.
Well, to speed
So,
up the plot, essentially.
well, I don't
Now
mean
what?
us. I mean them in
Well,
the when they were
yes,
making it.
but second act is Marcus wants William out. This key goes to him. We need to know where to go, and they find someone that can tell them where to go. And apparently, that's only miles away from here.
She's been going there the whole time.
Yeah.
I have a lot of mixed feelings about this area. There are a few things I absolutely hate, but as far as lore dumps go in this movie, I think the historian, this person we're about to meet, I find his section the most entertaining to listen to and think about.
Yeah, he gets where he's exiled, and like it's a nice little detail, and it's a shame that he has to die.
Well, let's not go right to his death. Come on, give me something here.
Well, like, what did you like about the historian?
Well, let me start. Let's kind of go through it in order, because then I can kind of organize my thoughts. First off, he's got werewolf prisoners. They are chained up, and they must do his bidding. But then later on, he describes them as bodyguards that were a gift from Lucian, suggesting that they are there willingly. Therefore, why the chains? So that little bit of inconsistency bugged me. I'm not bothered by him having werewolf guards. I just wish there had been some consistency there. The sexy vampires are fine. I just don't fully understand why they were exiled. Because presumably if they're with him, well, I guess he could be starting his own coven. He could have turned them. All right, I've forgiven the sexy vampires.
Okay.
I was sitting here thinking that they had come along with him. I forgot that he can turn other people into vampires. So fine, movie. I take it back.
I feel like sometimes vampire movies just kind of shy away from turning, because you get the whole now this person needs to learn how to be a vampire, and that's a whole nother movie.
Yeah, do we want to deal with it? What type of vampire turning movie are we going to make? And it does need to be a whole movie to deal with that consequence. That's what we had with Michael. He got bitten by a lichen, and we spent the whole movie dealing with, let's make sure he doesn't change so that he can get bitten by a vampire too. We couldn't deal with talking about all of that stuff, but after all of the action is done and we're back to talkie moments, I really enjoy the lore dump that we get. I enjoy the fact that the historian has been selling the vampire killer weapons.
Yeah.
I love that.
Exiled him. Well, why shouldn't he?
Why does he have to preserve your life? He's got to survive. He's got to eat. I really enjoyed all of the history that he laid out. It kind of expands upon the last movie and gives us a bit more. It lays out everything that's going on, gives us the whole clear picture of what led us here. It doesn't necessarily clear up my confusion as to why it's such a threat for these brothers to be reunited, but that's what we got to stop. That's what this guy lays out. He's like, this is our mission. This is what you got to do. And then when, it's his turn to meet Marcus, I do like that he's able to have the courage to be like, I don't want to talk.
Giving it a good old try to be like, well, I don't know. I don't feel like he sided with the other people more than he was just preserving his own life.
Yeah, he has to be threatened into giving any information away. It's just Marcus doesn't necessarily need to threaten. He'll just drink all the blood.
Yeah. Interesting side character. But I do think this is the thing that, careful what you wish for. Sometimes when there were side characters in James Bond and they can't die, it's like, well, this is like a dangerous movie, right? People should be able to die. And this interesting side character, he dies. And it's like,
But to counterpoint, I will argue if it's a side character who dies, then absolutely no one else is at risk. If they only have the courage to kill people we just met, then yeah, none of our main guys are going to die permanently anyway.
I kind of wanted them to keep him dead because then, hey, it's our main actress's movie. Like she's
let's just focus on her.
Yeah, like why can't we make her? I don't know. Make her a hybrid. Can she be a hybrid too? Apparently, all you have to do is drink werewolf blood if you're Marcus.
Well, the answer to your question is yes.
Yes.
She will become a hybrid.
Yes, but he
just the
can't
dumbest
stay
kind. So the end of this guy's whole bit is allowing our main characters to meet our new mystery character.
Oh yeah, sends him to them. Yep.
Yeah. So we do finally get them all together to be able to have even more history and lore dropped upon us. And this is at some point in this conversation, we get Celine saying, "You're the oldest. You could have stopped them." And I hate that as anything. I hate that line exists. It just kind of ruins the whole movie when you hear those words come out of her mouth.
But I couldn't beat them. They bullied me. Yeah. Oh no, the main dude, right?
His reasoning is because they're his children, and how could you possibly kill your children?
They're trying to kill you?
History is full of, people who have killed their children, so I guess he just is totally incapable of killing his children. But it is important to remember that he is an immortal human. He is not undead. He is still living, but he is immortal and he is human. Those are his D&D classifications.
Both things.
Just gotta. We just got to make sure the audience knows that this is the thing. Marcus and William, they are immortals. They are the children of this guy. Alexander, I think, is what they keep calling him in this movie. He's got like 3 names, and I'm just gonna call him the mystery guy because I don't remember a single one of them.
Alex, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, his 2 children are the first vampire and the first werewolf. They're the ones we're talking about for this whole movie. And I guess everyone after them is only kind of immortal, but that's more of an offshoot of them being either a Lycan or a vampire. They don't necessarily have the same immortality. I don't know. It's very hard to understand. All we really need to know is that Mystery Man is an immortal and he's a human. Those are his classifications.
Well, we get lots of exposition from him, and I think of this moment that has some action coming in. I'm okay with explaining himself. I don't think it takes too long, but is it right here where she's like, at some point somebody says that, oh, you have the key and she's the map, but this I felt like I wrote it down because I was like, how is she the map? Oh, because she saw the place. And it's like, oh.
Yep.
That's kind of a dumb line.
Her blood memory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't love it.
I mean, it's what they've been setting up this whole time, and I'm pretty sure they've been setting it up just for that line.
Made me think of Waterworld, where there's a map to Mount Everest or whatever. Go find that clip.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. Only you in the future will know if I did.
I mean, I don't think I put too much notes on anything that he said because it was like, oh, he's Alexander. He's super old. I think I wrote down his last name as Macaroon, like the cookie. But
why not?
I know a good thing of this section / act is stunt guy does like a through the window onto a table stunt fall, and man, it looks brutal. Fantastic job, man.
There's some very good stunt work in this movie, and that one is a shining moment. There's a lot of great action in this movie.
Oh yeah.
There's also a lot of bad action in this movie, but you know this is one of the better action sequences. I'm a sucker for a boat fight when there's some kind of infiltration of a boat. Well, they're because I like it when
on a boat, right?
Yeah, they're on his private boat. That's where he conducts his business, because then he can travel all over the world, and he's got a helicopter for.
I feel like they get broken through the floor or something, because then there's water where what's his face gets stabbed. Oh, they pull him out through the boat, so he's not inside the boat. I was like, how is there water in the bottom of the boat?
You know, a boat that size, I think there's usually water at the bottom of the boat.
Submarine pen, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I really thought it was. Like, I was like, oh, so they also have submarines. Like,
vampire submarines.
They've got everything. Yeah. Human submarines, dude. This is the immortal human crew.
Oh, right.
Oh, except nobody else is immortal. They're all humans.
He has to keep replenishing his employees and
teaching
them what's going on.
He just lives on. I like... I hate to say it, but I liked when Michael was quickly defeated.
Yeah.
I thought he was a nothing character last time. This time I still think he's a nothing character. And they make it quick. They're just like, look, these hybrids, we don't know what they are, but here's another hybrid, and he's older, and we said older means stronger. Therefore, we'll just kill off Michael real fast.
He's too young. He's not strong.
Yep, he's way too young to be powerful. That's just the way it is. I don't understand how that little spike is able to hold his hand down.
Yeah, something needed to happen.
Yeah, they needed 2 spikes. But the second one is good enough to stop Michael from struggling, and he'll eventually permanently die and definitely not come back.
Definitely not just because. And that's where it's sad. He like comes back so that, like, I don't know. So her love interest isn't dead. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the girl hero can't save the day on her own.
I guess. Yeah.
Can't have that in a movie. Like,
sure, they kind of fight equally at the end act, but
yeah, each of them has an opponent to fight. And
why not make her do something cool? Why not?
Yeah.
Ingenuity. Let her beat them.
On top of that, before we get there, after the death of Michael, Alexander is dying
for 30 minutes.
He has to give so he has to give up his immortal human blood so that Celine will become a hybrid.
I completely missed that was going to change her. Like, I was like, oh, it's so that she knows some information.
It's part of the 30 minutes of them just talking about how he's dying. She like pulls away from drinking his blood, and she's like, what will I become? And he's like, I don't even know what he says. It's
Right.
so stupid that I like the line has just left my brain.
Yeah. It didn't enter my brain. I was like, oh, everybody's drinking blood. She put some of
Yep.
her blood on top of Michael to make him something. He didn't work, though. And
Yeah, presumably to help him heal, but maybe that's why he healed. She just needed more time.
these people have as much blood as they need in their bodies.
Yes, but never enough to be immortal, because again, you can drain all their blood and kill them, including the immortal human who is older than all 3 of the vampires who regularly get drained for 200 years before coming out once every 300 years. This whole lore just irks me.
Making it messy.
Yes.
Too much spaghetti. Everything connects to something else. I wonder what... I think the next movie is a prequel, so they don't even have to deal with it.
Hopefully, unless they're like, let's do even more lore.
We need to find an actor who can play William, because he wasn't on screen at all. So we can pick whoever we want.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about William, because we're getting to meeting him. For the entirety of this movie, whenever we see William, it is usually what to me looks like a mannequin. Like, not a person in a costume, but like a puppet or a model.
I could see that, yeah.
It doesn't move a lot when it's in its practical form, but then there's like a puppet version that plants its feet and will move around a little bit, but never move its feet. Then you've got the all CG, full movement William. And I just find that interesting. I'm just like, if he's moving, it's CG. If his upper half is moving, it's a puppet. And if he's only shifting left and right, it's a model.
Maybe that was the best way they could make that happen. Yeah. I really wanted William to have spent 800 years in the cage thingy and have mastered turning back into his human form.
For real.
Right?
800 years and you still can't figure out how to change? Like, you're just being obstinate, William.
I was like, I wanted him to be another actor and be like, oh, because they do kind of talk to each other a little bit, but William doesn't talk. Marcus is like, hey, it's me. Don't worry. Don't freak out. And William calms down. It's like, oh, so can you teach him to be a human really quick? Like, no,
Yeah,
he just gets to be a monster. I'm like, oh.
Yep. They need to be monsters so our heroes can save the day. Which, again, is tenuous because part of me is like, hey, the brothers are reunited. Like,
Yeah.
this is good.
Right? This is good. He's not in a cage anymore. Well, he's a monster, so no, you cannot root for him. And everybody's going to be in their monster form for the final battle, but I don't know. Are we skipping anything important?
I'm trying to think of anything that could have possibly been, because there's so much lore, but I think after Alex kills himself with the grenades, after failing to bleed out, because
apparently. Well, he's like, okay, so I saw the clip. He cuts himself to give him his blood, and she hesitates, and he says that she will become the future. And
that's it.
She pulls away after she drinks the blood, and he kind of looks like he's that blank-faced eyes. But then he has to grenade his entire ship with him still there. Like, I don't understand, man. Okay.
He's the only one who can't bleed out. The only immortal who cannot bleed out.
I guess.
Well, and I guess Victor, Amelia, and Marcus, who regularly are bled out. Okay, fine, whatever. None of that drinking of the blood mattered because we're supposed to believe that Celine will now be the most powerful of them all. And she can't. She barely wins. Like,
yep. I think it was a little bit since her I don't know, costume, her, what would you call it, transformation doesn't do anything. Maybe, maybe those blue eyes that she would get at some points, maybe that's permanent now. I don't know. But it's her eyes are like that for the rest of the time. So maybe that's when she transformed and she's her more powerful self. But everybody else gets these cool little upgrades. So
yeah, some physical change.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe she could have gotten like a demon tail or something, something practically useful.
Since that's what humans are known for.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the eyes, I didn't notice that. So you got that, and I didn't.
Well, that's why it's
so
like
at least they had that.
there is not much saying that, and I don't even know if that stays the whole time because.
Yeah, I wasn't paying that close attention.
Yeah.
The eye upgrade was cool. I like the new look on the eyes, but it is so subtle that you have to be looking at her eyes to see that they have changed. In the finale, one of the things that I really liked, and then it turned into a nothing, was the fact that all of Celine's allies were defeated by William, and therefore all of them became monstrous werewolves. Like, no thinking, just killing. And then, one of the humans points out that they only have the UV bullets.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, yeah, it's not going to kill William, but it will slow him down. Then it proceeds to kill all of the second generation werewolves and do nothing to Marcus. Like,
we forgot that the bullets are supposed to do something extra.
Yeah, like, this is a vampire. He is still half vampire. Like,
right?
The UV should be doing something.
It would probably do something to Michael unless they forget. So, yeah.
Same with that, too. He gets shot a few times and nothing happens to him. So, yeah. I just got frustrated that, like, the UV bullets mean nothing and that apparently no one carries silver nitrate bullets anymore. Like, whatever happened in the last movie, who cares?
Yeah.
It's gone now. Like,
that was yesterday when that movie happened. In the timeline.
That's like so far away. Like, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
When Michael enters the battle, the thing that bugs me the most about that is the fact that he enters and unnecessarily takes a rope with him just so that rope can later be used to kill the helicopter.
And bring the practical helicopter into the movie set. Yeah.
Yes, with the rock supported rope suspension bridge.
Something, yeah. It's
so silly.
A very elaborate setup. It looks nice, but man, yeah.
It's fun.
Yes.
I'm harping on it because it is cheesy. And it's so dumb that they try to make the bridge look like a rope bridge. Except a rope bridge wouldn't work that way if a helicopter had crashed through it. So they make it a brick suspension bridge, but they keep the rope suspension part. Like, it is so dumb.
Well, she gets to do, a little dual wielding while she fights with William. And in the first movie, I didn't actually get to mention in it, whenever she reloads her guns, she just clicks the bottoms together like Dorothy. And somehow
we don't know how she got them there.
Yeah, like how those extra mags got in. No. It's just, like when you fire a Nerf gun, you got to click back the thing and then it's ready. Like, okay. Magic bullets. She just
does it with both the backs of the things.
Yeah.
It is her style and it works for this movie. Yes. But every time I see it, I'm always like, I'm interested in knowing how she got the clips into the gun so that she could do this cool slap reload thing.
Where they're both not locked in. It's like, if you put one in, but don't slam it shut, and then you can try to put the other one in, like if the first one's going to fall out.
Why not just click it shut?
Yeah. Just click them both. Nope.
No, we got to do the cool thing, which is cool. I'm not going to say it's not cool. It's just the back of my head can't not ask these questions.
Yeah.
Well, should we get to the final kills?
Sure, because it's just, making sure that William does not go free because he's a monster, and killing Marcus because he set the monster free. Okay, like the brother villains, if they had been less sympathetic, I guess, then it would be more heroic for them to die. Like the whatchamacallit guys in the Matrix, the twins, ghosts.
Yeah.
Like they look like they're bad. They look like they
act like they're bad.
Yeah. So
yeah, this one, I think the biggest disservice that it did to its villains was making them likable without justifying why they needed to die. And so for me as an audience member, I'm kind of like, were Celine and Michael the bad guys of this movie? Like they just killed these two brothers who finally got reunited after 800 years. Like,
yeah,
that sucks.
It's pretty close. Like they're monsters, I guess. Yeah. So I mean that's the fight that's happening. There's been a lot of action, and that hasn't been a bad thing. There's been a lot of sets. That hasn't been a bad thing. This kind of just she gets the upper hand somehow, because it seems like it's not like a equal fight. And Michael gets the drop on William, and
effortlessly kills him.
it felt like it was effortlessly and too quickly. But also, how much fighting can you do before it's like, well, these guys are equally matched?
True. And how much slashing and roaring and close-ups of wounds can you get away with before it gets boring?
Yeah.
I will admit I was fine with the Marcus Celine fight. It annoyed me that right away she was almost killed, almost a one shot at the very beginning.
Yeah. And how many chest wounds can you take? Getting stabbed.
Yeah.
Marcus got shot in the chest. Like last time he got smashed on the mountain, he had to take a night to recuperate. And this one, he gets shotgun shelled like 2 feet away 4 times, and he's all right. He's gonna do okay.
He doesn't care. he's good with it. He's fine with it. And that makes me wonder what kind of why did she take the shotgun? Like, did she know if there were specialized shells in there with I don't know, wood from the Holy Cross in order to do damage to a vampire? I think she just took conventional lead bullets into a super fight and expected us, the audience, to be like, wow, he's so strong. Like, I'm pretty sure lead doesn't do anything to vampires or werewolves. Like, that's kind of their main deal.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like there's even a reason to say that it's too long of a runtime or something. Like,
it's really not. It's less than 2 hours.
It goes into like they reunite in the sun and voice over water, and it's over. Like,
that's our hybrid. Everybody. She's a daywalker now.
Yeah. It just ends so like there could have been more, and then we get another movie, but it's the prequel, so it's like,
yeah.
Maybe you guys ride off into the sunset. Everything's fine. Maybe.
We've got 2 different types of hybrids who are in love and now able to walk around in the daytime. If they share blood, is Michael going to have a third classification? Is he going to be immortal human as well? Like, It's so weird. But yeah, we don't get any time to think about it because we're going to go straight to credits and it's just songs.
Game
for the
over.
Credits. Yep.
I think so. I feel like there's not a rule, but a general idea that the plays of Shakespeare time, tragedies and whatnot, stuff happens in 2 days. The first day and the second day. And it's like, essentially these movies have set that up and just given each one its own movie. It may have been able to fit into one so that you get their whole thing and they beat Marcus and they're happily ever after. Like,
I'm going to push back and say I don't think they could. Like, even if we were to just take the movies we had and mush them together into like a 3-hour movie, like, yes, that would still be close to a runtime of like a Marvel movie these days.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of like, even if we cut the plot together better, I think I would still be so frustrated by the final boss being two brothers who just want to be reunited. Like,
yeah.
That just irks me so hard.
But then their lore could have been thought at one time together, and then maybe it would have been better.
That's a good point. Instead of having contradictory lore
it's a
lore
point.
Yeah. It's an idea. All right. Well, on this show, we offer ratings, not grades. Primary difference is where you find the average. In a grade, the average is at a 7 out of 10. And so if you want to say something is the average, you kind of move it upwards into the 7 territory. And then everybody feels good about their grades. But in a rating, we say the 5 is the average. That's where the middle is. We don't want to, we don't care about feelings. We're going to say if a movie is average, it falls right in the middle at a 5 out of 10. Don't get upset if we say that. It just means it's in the middle. But with all of that said, Justin, what would you give this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
I started off liking it more than the last one. It felt like there was more of the main characters being people, being characters. And there wasn't any more Craven. And I wanted to see Marcus, and he came out looking cool, and I didn't quite catch that he was a hybrid initially because it was just like, oh, he's in his vampire form because werewolves go in their werewolf form. But then I would have forgotten that in the first movie, nobody went into a vampire form. Yeah. I've come down. I came in at above average. It was like 5.5. It was fun, and then talking about it, I think I'm dropping below to about 4.5 because I think your lore talk probably rubbed off on me because a lot of holes come up, and it's not very cleanly dealt with. I feel like there could have been maybe a different reason for the unleashing William again. I don't feel like Marcus wanted to unleash all of the monsters that William came with. He just wanted William free.
Yeah.
If he had wanted William to be a source of destruction, we're going to kill the planet. Like, oh, okay, he's a villain, proper villain. Mm-hmm. But he just wanted his brother out of captivity for 800 years. And Victor, we found out last movie, isn't the great guy. He locked him up. These guys are so sympathetic. I'm sorry.
For real.
4.5.
I think that's fair. I think that's genuinely fair. I came in with a rating, and I'm sticking with that rating. There was the last movie I gave a 4, and there was a time when I was feeling bad about giving this movie a 4. And then I watched it a second time during the week, and I was like, no, 4 would be generous. This movie's a 3. And I am sticking to that 3. I just like, yes, it looks and sounds better than the last movie.
Yes.
But better production doesn't mean better writing and better anything else. And so, like, there's times when it's interesting, so that's why it's not way down in the scale. But for the most part, it's kind of boring and kind of convoluted, kind of contradictory to not only the last movie, but itself. And then, of course, the biggest problem of them all is that our final boss is more likable than our heroes. And it's not necessarily the fault of the movie. Our heroes are meant to be aloof, and they're slightly less aloof this movie than they were in the last movie. But that said, I don't know their motivations beyond survival. Mm-hmm. Whereas with my villains, they're brothers. They want to see each other again. I know their motivations. And I kind of like their motivations. So, yeah, I think 3 is fair. 3 is acknowledging the fact that this movie looks better than the last movie. But it is also making sure that everybody knows it's kind of a crap movie. But that gives us a show average of 3.75.
Is that lower than the first one?
It is. First one was 4.5.
I guess I liked it too much.
Well, the first one, like, this is what I'm going to say about the first one. Despite the fact that I genuinely kind of chuckle whenever I think of it as Matrix with vampires, it is trying to do something original. And for the time, for 2003, it was certainly making waves. It was certainly something that you saw and were like, oh, that's Underworld. I know that movie. This second one, I don't get that same vibe even remotely. I'm just like, it's a movie.
That it is. Yeah. Well, I think that's a wrap on 2/5 of Underworld.
Yes.
I think there's 5, right?
There are 5 that I know of. If there's like, okay, so we can discuss this with the audience as well, but I tend to think, or I have always said that we should be only doing the theatrical releases. But then I remembered that my favorite movie in the Predator franchise was made for TV. I don't think it ever went to theaters. And so that got me thinking about The Matrix. And I think I would want to include the Animatrix with The Matrix. Or if we were doing Star Wars, I think I would want to include Clone Wars, despite it having a limited theatrical run. I think they should just be movies, but we shouldn't do TV shows. So if there was like an anthology or a made-for-TV movie, I think I'd be willing to consider it.
I think maybe the decades have changed how much a series is unlike a movie, because you got like Sherlock that were 1.5 hour long episodes.
That's true, and like 4 of them per season.
That's longer than Underworld: Rise of the Lycans.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't have a dollar value to attach to it, but I do like the Sherlocks.
Yeah, that's... So I guess we'll have to continue having this discussion as we go, and we'll just have to pick franchises that are nice and easy. And as far as Underworld goes, it's just the 5 movies.
All right, we'll make it.
That's where we're drawing the line. We're not gonna, if someone tells us there was an anthology,
there's 25
it's not
of
making
them.
the cut. Yeah, they put them out all over the place. All right. Well, if you enjoyed what you heard, why don't you interact with us on the platform you are currently listening on? Yeah, I'll leave that preposition dangling back there. Give us a like, a comment, a review, whatever it is. If you really liked it, why not share it with a friend or a family member? If you knew someone who really loved the Underworld series and you just kind of want to, I don't know, we kind of shit on this movie a lot and I feel kind of bad about it.
I think time hasn't been kind to it. I do think maybe there's better nostalgia from audience members because maybe you watched it in the theater and loved it. That's all right.
Yeah, maybe. And if you want to tell us why you still love it, send us an email at potatochippicturespod@gmail.com. I'm willing to read it and maybe even change my own opinion if you give me something interesting to think about.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you can check out the shorts on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I think that covers everything on our end. So let's just say we will be back next week with Underworld: Rise of the Lycans. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
See ya.